A messy car setup slows every drive before the trip even starts. Loose cables, buried tools, dead phones, and small problems that steal focus. 15 car gadget finds that make your car feel ready shows cleaner fixes one by one. Welcome to CircuitPeek, quick upgrades, real outcomes. The question is, which small find changes the setup fastest? Peek into what's next. But the first fix starts where every cabin mess gets obvious. Belkin USB C car charger, 75 watts with 30-inch USB C retractable charger, pulls its cable back into place so the console stops looking stuffed. The problem is not charging, it is cable sprawl. A 30-inch retractable USB C cable gives the setup one clean home. The outcome is a neater front seat, but the next fix changes where the phone sits. Miracase 2025, upgraded universal cup phone holder for car. Drops the phone into the cup holder instead of crowding the windshield. That instantly changes the dashboard view. The adjustable base turns an unused cup space into a lower navigation spot. The make-or-break detail is placement. This clears one cabin zone, yet the next product watches the whole drive differently. REDTIGER F17 Elite 4 K-Cam 3-channel puts cameras around the car, so the screen story changes from guessing to recording context. The visible payoff is simple. Front, cabin, and rear views become part of the setup. Drivers want a clearer record when something happens. That builds trust early, but the next upgrade removes a cable routine entirely. Wireless CarPlay Adapter 2026. Upgraded wired to wireless CarPlay turns the dashboard startup into a cleaner routine. Instead of plugging in every time, the adapter sits small and changes the connection flow. It belongs only with vehicles that already support wired CarPlay. That fit check matters. The cable problem gets smaller here, but engine questions come next. V011OBD2 Scanner Reader Bluetooth Wireless Auto Diagnostic Tool. Plugs under the dash, and the car suddenly has more to say. The problem is that warning lights give pressure, not clarity. This reader shifts the moment into vehicle information and basic troubleshooting support. It does not replace a repair shop. That answers one question, yet tires create the next routine check. Teffim Tire Inflator Portable Air Compressor for car connects to the tire, shows pressure, and turns a delayed chore into a visible task. Low tire pressure becomes something the driver handles with less guesswork. The display is the useful detail because it shows the number during the job. That resets road readiness, but the next item handles the bigger bag of problems. Everlit Survival Car Emergency Kit opens like a full roadside problem drawer instead of one loose tool rolling around. The visual win is the packed kit. Cables, safety pieces, first aid, and small repair items in one place. The question in your head right now is what belongs in the car before a trip? That anchors readiness, but the second half gets cleaner. The first half cleaned up the obvious stuff. Power, phone placement, recording, car data, tire pressure, and roadside gear. Now the list shifts into the parts of ownership that make the car feel easier to live with every week. Which category matters more to you? Cleaner cabin, better prep, or less daily mess? The next picks make the setup feel more complete. Yet the next fix starts with the trunk, where clutter hides best. Gorilla Grip Trunk Organizer turns a sliding trunk pile into divided space the viewer understands instantly. Groceries, tools, and loose bags stop becoming one moving heap. The collapsible layout is the useful detail because the space changes with the load. The outcome is cleaner cargo control, but the next product attacks the mess people actually sit in.Dyson Car+Boat Handheld Vacuum moves across seat seams, mats, and upholstery, so the dirty part of ownership becomes visual fast. Crumbs do not need a long explanation. The Win is a dedicated handheld cleanup tool for quick interior passes. This is not organization, it is cleanup. That clears the cabin surface, yet the next pick adds a visible deterrent.OPL5 Steering Wheel Lock stretches across the steering wheel, creating a deterrent the moment someone sees the cabin. This is not about promises. It is about an obvious physical lock in plain view. The universal wheel fit is the key detail because different vehicles need adjustment room. That adds a security layer, but heat and parked car comfort come next.300T Universal Car Windshield Sunshade pops across the windshield, and the parked car immediately looks more protected from direct sun. The setup is visible in seconds. Open, place, block the glass. The foldable design matters because storage stays simple after use. This feels small, yet it changes the parked routine before the next upgrade moves outside the car. Autel Level 2 EV charger up to 50 amps mounts where the EV routine actually starts, at home. The visual is different now because the car setup extends into the garage. A 25-foot cable is the detail that shapes placement and reach. This is a bigger ownership upgrade, but the next product solves a mess from the passenger row. Mancro 2026. Upgraded dog car seat cover turns the back seat into a contained pet zone instead of a cleanup project. The hammock-style setup gives the viewer the payoff before a wordy explanation. This is seat protection, not crash safety-proof. The outcome is easier pet travel and faster post-ride cleanup. But the next pick brings household-style power into the cabin. DEWALT DXAEPI140 Power Inverter plugs into the 12-volt outlet, and the cabin gains a small power station feel. The visible change is simple. Vehicle power supports devices that need a different plug style. The 140-watt continuous output is the single decision detail. That expands what the car supports, yet the final pick closes the dashboard setup for Android users. Motorola Sound MA1 sits near the USB port and turns wired Android Auto into a cleaner wireless routine. The dashboard feels less tied to one cable. The fit check is clear. It is for factory-fitted wired Android Auto setups, not Apple phones. The outcome is a cleaner start, and that closes the list with the dashboard ready instead of tangled. A ready car is not one giant upgrade. It is a cabin where power, storage, cleanup, diagnostics, pet travel, EV charging, and dashboard routines stop fighting the driver. CircuitPeek Media focuses on practical finds that make everyday setups easier to understand fast. Which upgrade are you adding first from this list? Then check the links in the description if you want to look any of these up. Stop doing things the hard way. Peek into what's next. Want to see more? Check out the video on the left or check out the playlist on the right.